Good day, brothers and sisters. Wisdom at Dawn, episode 336. Skillful Guide to Those with Limited Capabilities, a Limited Understanding. In the following verse, the tree we wrap our arms around originated from a tiny seed. As things change with causes and conditions, our loving kindness and great vows expand. Master says, this process of change and growth is subtle and is hard to see, but the seed continues to change according to causes and conditions, which are not visible either. These are truly subtle and wondrous principles. But within the workings of these subtle principles, our loving kindness and great vows expand. Master says the Bodhisattva practice originates from these causes and conditions. It encompasses many past kalpas and lifetimes, truly a very long period of time. If we can awaken to the subtlety and wonders of causes and conditions, then we will aspire to have great loving kindness and make great vows. The closer we get to this principle, the clearer and more certain we will be. When the Buddha observed that people's capabilities could not directly accept his teachings, he decided to teach with various analogies. Master often says that for matters to be harmonious, we must first be in harmony with people. Harmony comes from understanding others first. So if we always create good karmic connections with others, when we face difficulties, we can just talk to them, and then there will be no problems. Therefore, we must always learn to be fair and reasonable and not to create any bad karmic connections. This is how we extend long-lasting, awakened affections, which are relationships that are pure and undefiled. Therefore, when we are in harmony with people and matters, it means that we have thoroughly understood the principles with much clarity. Learning the Buddha's way is also the same. When the subtle and profound principles can be explained in a simple manner through various examples and analogies, plus the listener has the will to learn, then these principles can truly be penetrated. Therefore, it requires methods, skills, and mindfulness of the path. In the Buddha's time, in addition to long prose, the Buddha also uses gayas, or short repeated verses, to help restate and recall the long prose. Gayas are important principles, and using gayas, which are like hymn, similar to Jingse aphorism, it helps engrave the principles into our minds in the simplest manner. Thus, the following text in the sutras, I also speak of causes and conditions, analogies, along with gayas, and the Upadesa text. These help us focus and align our minds to the teachings or principles and return ordinary beings like us to the path. Upadesa text is a Sanskrit word for discussions of meanings. It refers to the discussion between all Buddhas and their disciples after the teachings are given, and a text wherein all bodhisattvas use questions and answers to discuss the matters and principles of Dharma. Majority of us have dull capacities, so the Buddha had to use analogies along with gayas and Upadesa texts. But those with really dull capabilities and who delighted in the small vehicle Dharma would not really try to comprehend the truths contained within. They were only focused on awakening themselves because they were attached to ending samsara and nothing more. Today, Master shared of a lay practitioner named Mr. Low, who was an artist living in Hualien. Many years ago, on a tiny grain of rice, he engraved the Prajna Paramita Heart Sutra, all 200 over words. Consider the meticulous skill required to accomplish this, engraving such a profound principle on a single grain of rice. Mastering this skill truly takes mindful focus on subtleties or principles. This requires a direction, and a direction is something to focus on. We must focus on learning the principle of this subtle and delicate skill. So to do it, we must be focused. Learning the Buddha's way is also the same. We must have this kind of focus, and that is our direction. The Dharma, which is really small and fine, like a tiny seed, contains many subtle and wondrous causes and conditions and principles. When we aspire to expand our loving kindness and make great vows, that is also a result of causes and conditions. So for those with dull capabilities who delight in small vehicle dharma, their karmic conditions have not yet matured, but they still have the same intrinsic nature of true suchness as the Buddha. So the Buddha will not abandon them. So therefore, we must be grateful and always be mindful.感恩 for listening in. May we all achieve enlightenment for the benefit of sentient beings.